What was that? Oh my gosh. Oh, that reverb. I guess what I'm the real lumberjack now? Is that what this is?
You got the green plaid.
The green plaid. I've never wore green. Okay, I'll start wearing some plaid while I'm here.
You said your colors.
Welcome
your
back,
colors.
everyone. It's been too long. I missed you all. It's unfortunate, why we had to take our break, but by the end of like week 2, I'm ready for this. So I guess we'll do a kind of quick recap. Last session. So we started mid-fight. You guys were at a bandit camp, right? You headed down there because the captain of the guard for the city of Talon's Guard, you asked him what it would take to see the court wizard in town. You had a few questions for him about some personal things. And he kind of laughed in your face and said, you know what, if you can pull this favor for me, we're a little tight on staff in here. If you can take out this little bandit, slave trader, camp that we got outside of town, he'll try his best to pull some strings. So you guys started the fight. We picked up and ended the fight in our last session, killing the unnamed bandit lord. Since, we don't do a lot of talking here, we mainly do fighting. Found a couple things in his house. Found a familiar face in one of the cages. Really familiar to Thrallus over there. As you found the sleeping, partially, not mutilated is not the right word, but you found Mabel with a really strange carving in her back. Looking through the house, besides finding a good chunk of money, you also found if I could say, pretty badass scimitar inside a scabbard. Once removed from the scabbard, with a really interesting portrait on it, and languages written in Undercommon, really familiar to our buddy Crimblin over here. You guys freed all the slaves, or I guess former slaves, had them all kind of go wait for you guys, and I believe we ended with you guys calling it a night still in the camp. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, we had the nobles clean up all the dead bodies.
You had you put the nobles to work, and that's what I like about you guys.
Everyone's on the same playing field here, bitches.
That's for sure. So that being said, I don't think I have you guys on the same map, so let me move it there. I try to move back to that world map in between every session, just so if I do these one shots, they don't mess with where we were at. Oh, that's right, and the dwarves stood guard.
Yeah, we were sleeping.
Correct. That being said, the night goes by. Was there anything else anyone wanted to do before bed?
I want to cast alarm up here.
Front entrance.
Front entrance that's no longer intact.
That's half burnt down.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm gonna put Leonard on watch also.
For me. You guys successfully do that. I'm going to say, because of the location you're at, you guys took out pretty much every bandit here. The night goes by pretty much, no distractions, no unexpected visitors. You guys wake up the next morning. The day is yours. What would you guys like to do?
I guess we need to start loading up the horses and head back to town.
I'll start.
There are 2 intact wagons present. 6 horses. I don't think we lost any horses in our battle.
Nope.
I thought that one horse was. Oh no, never mind. Someone rode it in the battle. I forgot.
I did.
Oh, I'm disconnecting. I'm back. What was that again?
Oh, he was asking about the horse that got rode into the battle. That was me.
Correct. Yeah, he like when you wake up, he's just kind of roaming around. He actually makes his way back to the hay because that's where all his food's at. They're pretty timid, pretty trained horses.
Well, we might as well go back to the town.
So with the 2 wagons, do we need 2 horses for each wagon?
It depends what you load in it. If you can have all the people walk, and you don't have to have 2 horses at each. If you load them full of people or full of any goods or anything from the camp, you'd probably need about 2 horses per wagon. If it's just like an empty wagon, maybe a horse.
I mean, maybe load up the... I mean, I guess we can let the nobles ride too, I guess. The nobles can walk. Everybody else can ride. Keep them humble.
I mean, the dwarves do have little legs.
This
It'll
is
take
true.
them a little bit longer to walk places.
I think I'm going to wander on over to the horses and get them bring them over, a pair for each cart. So.
Yeah, no problem at all.
Brian, are you froze on anyone else's screen? Or is that just me?
Yeah,
Nope.
he's frozen mine
He
too.
froze.
He's frozen.
How about now?
There he goes.
There you
Good
go.
on mine.
You're good.
Cool. Yeah, because everyone froze on mine, and then you all reset. So that makes sense.
Yeah. All right. I just because it looked like you were zoning off.
Yeah, so I guess we can
just
Pretty
we can
much.
get the horses over there and then get the family of Magnuses in the cart too.
Magnuses. How many people do we have? We have 3 noblemen, 4 poor people, a Maybell lookalike, and
Four dwarves. So we have 3 nobles, 4 peasants, 4 dwarves, Mabel, and us.
This is too much math. Can we just go?
I was gonna say we know where Mabel's gonna be riding, so
Thrallus.
Are we taking that corpse back there?
I think we should.
I mean, could we just drag her behind the cart? Is that a thing?
I would prefer her to ride in the cart.
I know. I'm just kidding.
jeez.
well,
If I'm not mistaken, didn't someone cut the head off of the bandit lord?
Yes.
who's carrying that?
Oh, I have the helmet. I don't have the head.
Oh, I thought someone cut his actual head off.
Well, we did, but the head just kind of slipped out, so I just have the helmet.
Okay.
I was gonna say
Okay,
Dan.
you got-
Dan cut the bear's paw off or whatever.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
have a
that too.
bear paw. Right. We have what's with us and mutilating things? We have a bear paw, a giant toe, a bandit head.
We have a tarp that we took from the family.
Okay, I guess you can say like between the 2 carts, you can load up everyone in there, and then you got a few extra horses. Everyone can get by in there. I guess more specifically for me, who is in the cart with Mabel?
Probably
That-
Thrallus.
Not Thrallus.
We gotta keep them separated.
Thrallus, I need you to come with me to teach me a little bit of your ways. With all these people here, I think we can train a little.
You talking about like on your journey back?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So
Alright,
you guys
so-
are gonna walk the whole time. Who's
walk-
let's have the nobles go on one cart.
With Mabel.
With the 4 dwarfs.
Nobles and dwarfs, gotcha.
So that's my opinion. Just to keep a little piece there, and then the the poor people can ride on the other cart with Mabel, and whoever else wants to ride with it, and the treasure chest we're going to be putting on that cart.
I'll ride with the poor people.
I'll walk next to it.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
Well, there's
yeah, you guys.
2 horses we can ride as well. Or
We don't have to dive into this too much. You guys find a way. You get through
Okay.
it. You put the poor and Mabel, and I'm guessing probably Dolan wants to ride with them, or does Dolan want to ride with all the snooty people?
I'm riding with the poor people.
There you go. So I'll have you with them too. All right, easy enough. You guys get situated. Is there anything else you'd like to do? Anything else you'd like to take with you? Anything else you want to do before we leave this camp?
take the chest.
Right. Yeah. You load the chest up.
Yeah, we put it in the chest with the poor people.
I
I mean,
No.
I'm okay.
Cool. So
all right, let's roll out.
you guys all load up. You get on in, and you start slowly making your way back to Talon's Guard. You're actually able to follow more of a path coming out of this than, kind of the brush and weeds that it took you guys to get into the camp. You end up being able to follow it out, and it'll actually take you out further west of Talon's Guard, but still a familiar path that you guys just took not too long ago. So you end up kind of making your way in. Is there anything you guys would like to do on your way to the city? Anything specifically maybe that you're looking for?
I mean, if I'm riding up in the cart, I'll just keep an eye out for anybody that might be trying to stop us.
It's pretty much broad daylight, early morning. You've made it like to a pretty pretty commonly used trade route, so I'd say you don't really fall into much trouble.
Okay, then I'll probably practice calligraphy then.
It's a little bumpy.
Okay.
It's a little bumpy, but you can give it a shot.
I may have a conversation with the poor people and let them know about a new Lord and Savior that they probably never heard about.
Oh yeah. Well, what can he help us with our? Can he help us with our financial troubles? Can he help us with our health?
No, he can help you with a lot of things.
Go ahead and roll me a persuasion. What's higher for you, persuasion or deception?
I think they're equal.
All right, easy enough.
No, deception's higher. I'm sorry.
There you go. Yeah, because I feel like worshiping Cthulhu really isn't that much better for your health.
Well, I mean, I would probably go into hey, I've been here, probably go into a little bit of my backstory, on the ship, and kind of I know what it's like to kind of feel alone, and there's no hope out there, and
yeah. No, I was just saying because deception is lying,
right.
Versus persuasion's trying to convince them by telling the truth. So if you have a better deception, you can straight up just lie to him and be like, "Yeah, man, you get all these favors."
Yeah, you got this.
And he'll strike down your enemies. I mean, you can always enhance the truth a little bit. Let's see. With an 11, I'll have them roll. You know what? You just saved them. Roll with advantage. Give me one more roll.
Okay. Oh.
You're feeling pretty good about it. You see most of them kind of nodding their heads. One of them, he seems really tired. He's really spaced out. He's not really picking it up. But 3 of them are all just like, "Oh, okay, yeah
Sweet."
Sure." Actually, one of them is kind of tending to Mabel, making sure she's okay, because she was in the same cage as them. But the other ones are all like, oh yeah, oh totally, oh wow, wonderful.
3 more followers, yes.
One of them, he's like, oh, what's it like to be on a pirate ship? Were you a pirate?
More or less.
Wow, that's so cool. Wow, I've never seen the ocean. But yeah, no, you actually you make some good friendly conversation with these guys. They're feeling good. You guys do hear from the other cart. The dwarves are like, it's actually Dith, Mary, Dith, that speaks up. She goes, if you guys wouldn't mind, could we actually go get our cart?
The one that's broken?
It's broken?
Wasn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty ransacked.
Oh, you see them all just kind of put their heads down.
I mean, we can look at it. I mean, we can go by it and see.
No, that's okay. We'll make do in Talon's Guard for now.
I'm gonna yell over to Crimplin. Crimplin, we can get the blue sand.
Sand.
Were you about to backtrack all the way back?
I don't know.
Blue sand.
Blue sand.
Crimplin, blue sand.
It was just getting out of my head. How dare you?
Just imagine how nice that'll look on that fancy blade of yours. Nice little etching in there. Make it really pop, man. Blue sand.
That being said, they're like, never mind. We can head into town. So unless you guys really want to go back for the blue sand, you start to head back towards Talon's Garden. It staying on the trails, but like you're being pulled by a horse. It only takes a few hours to get back there. Is there anything else anyone want to do, kind of downtime wise? Just because
I would like to
opportunity.
pray to Pan to see first if there's anything that he can do for Mabel, because of everything that happened in the fight, and then secondly to see if maybe he can guide me towards that dream that he presented to me.
Okay. Go ahead, roll me a religion, or will we have you roll religion or nature? You know what? It's technically it's religion, even though he's a god of nature. So it actually works out pretty well. As you're praying, you're trying to meditate. There's like some bumps every now and then. You hear Dolan talking about Cthulhu and all these other crazy things. You feel like you're getting a response. But you start to feel like in the back of your neck a little bit of a burning sensation, and then like a really sharp burning sensation, and then you kind of like you snap out of your trance, and like the sensation goes away. You can interpret that how you want. Henry, did you make me a calligraphy roll?
I did not.
Go ahead.
Probably going to be rolling that at disadvantage. So the card is bumpy.
True. I mean, you're sitting down though. I'm gonna let you do just a normal roll because, like, if you were like riding on a horse or if you were trying to like walk into it, I would say disadvantage. But it's a little bumpy, but you're at least able to kind of spread out and you can like time in between bumps. So just do like a standard roll.
Gosh, how do I do it now?
There should just be able to click calligraphy, I think.
It didn't let me.
Good enough. I don't know what you add to it, but you pass. So wherever you're keeping track of points, go ahead.
Okay.
And then Thrawless and Crimplin, I'm guessing you two are just kind of working on some basic fighter moves.
Yeah, kind of walking in pace with the cart, taking sword axe, just kind of ting ting, ting ting, and moves and dodge, weaving, dodge, dip, dive, duck, and dodge.
Just for the hell of it.
No, not that way. You swing it this way.
Thrawless rolled me just a straight strength roll, and Crimplin rolled me a straight dex roll, just to see who's kind of getting the upper hand in this fight. Oh, it is so. It's like neck and neck. You guys are like, boom, parrying, block, dodge, and then every now and then Thrawless just gets like an elbow in, and Crimson, hey, what? Yeah, you got to always focus, But it's going pretty well. You're definitely picking up on some techniques. So time passes as you guys are traveling. You don't really hear a lot of conversation coming from the other cart. You can tell, like with the dwarves and the nobles, that they don't really get along very well. They're just not trying to talk to each other. Your cart's pretty chatty, talking about religion. And you hear like the fight in the background, but you slowly make your way back to the gates and the familiar sight as you come in from the west, straight into the marketplace.
If I sent Leonard off on a quest, how long would that take him to get back?
We'll see.
Okay.
If I'll message you something.
Okay.
If you're trying to keep it under the wraps, I'll DM it.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, you guys make it into the city of Talonsgard. Where would you like to go first?
Where are we going again, guys?
Let's go tell the captain that we killed the bandit lord.
I think we should probably get to a room first and get the stuff off of the cart, and
that makes sense as well.
I think maybe if you guys want to go to, talk with the captain, maybe I'll take Mabel and see if there's a temple or something like that. Maybe they could do some sort of healing.
I'll agree with that. Let's get the carts unloaded. Maybe try to sell off some of this gold and jewels. That way we're not carrying around all that money.
Fine by me. Thrallis, let's go get some beer.
I agree.
I'm gonna go help by doing this. I'm gonna help by doing this. I'm gonna get a beer.
You guys gonna be there for a good long while, Crimplin and Thrallis?
As long until you get us.
All right.
What about you, Dolan? What's your plan? You tagging with one of them, or are we about to split this party into 4 different groups?
I'll go with Andir, and help him carry Meredith. Or
not Mabel. No,
Mabel.
Meredith's like, put me down, please. Look at you! You
Dolan, wrong one.
Hello.
This is my little dumpling.
Short and stout.
So, as you
just remember,
as you guys get into the market and kind of find a place to, pull over and, go about your separate businesses, you actually see one of the noble kind of high elf females. She goes, now we do get what they stole from us back, right? That, in that treasure, some of that belongs to us.
Was this the noble talk?
Yeah.
You got to walk away with your lives. You should be thankful for that.
What treasure are you talking about? All we found was a sword.
I'm talking about the gold in that chest.
We have the sword in that chest.
We'll consider that payment for saving your life.
So you're kind of a flare up, but let's see how much of a
Did
bitch.
Crimplin and Thrallis hear that, or they just went off?
Oh no, I mean, yeah, you guys all hear. This is as you're kind of talking about what you're gonna do. She's not too much of a bitch. She's gonna just kind of get really upset. She kind of just slurs under her breath in Elven.
I mean, I can take you back and put you back in the cage. Would you like that?
No, thank you for saying.
Have a good one. You're welcome. Thank you.
The sassy dragon.
Thunder.
So the 3 of them kind of just go their separate way.
I mean, we could have sold everything first and then gave him back the chest.
I'm good with that.
The peasants, they actually kind of help get Mabel off. You can see, I mean, they're sunburnt, they're tattered clothes, but they're all in pretty good shape, despite maybe a little on the malnourished side. You can tell they're pretty hard workers. So they kind of help, or they're helping offload things, getting you see even one of them actually brought one of the tents. You can guess maybe they might not have a place to stay. They're just they're extremely grateful. They're thank you so much for helping. We've been there for a long time, and I don't know. It's going to be hard to get back into the swing of things here.
How many peasants are there?
4.
4 of them, yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and hand them 2 gold each. Thank you for helping take care of Mabel as much as you could, and hopefully this helps whatever you decide to do in your life.
Look,
I just have to roleplay this because that's a really kind gesture. But me, the DM, knows you guys just got like a couple thousand gold. So you just gave them all.
You got to roleplay it.
Yeah, their eyes get wide. They're just so thankful, especially even like the younger guy who was asking about like the Dragonborn pirate, and they're just like, oh, they're like, oh, thank you so much. If you're around and you need anything, if you see one of us, just ask us. Okay. Thank you so much. And one of them, specifically the one who's kind of like first told you about Mabel, they're like, you're going to take care of her, right?
That's my intentions too.
Okay. I don't know who she is, but he kind of like looks back to the wound on her back. He's like, no one deserves to go through whatever she went through or is going through right now.
I agree.
They all end up kind of parting their ways. And lastly, the little dwarf family, once again, Dith and who you can probably guess like being her father, walk up and they're like, it's going to take us a while to get the money to get back to Wunderkeep, but if you're ever there, look for us. If you ever need something, that's where we're heading for now.
Well,
and then I guess this part here, I mean, since the other two are not here, the ones that would probably fight it.
No, everyone's still here.
Oh, everyone's still here? Okay.
Yeah, everyone's still here. Everyone's just kind of like unloading and moving stuff. Go on, what were you gonna do?
By my counts, it should be a 494 gold split per everyone.
Well, we don't know what's all in there.
yeah, the only person that knows are you two, are Thrallus and Joe, right?
Well, we don't know how much the gems and tiaras and jewelry are. We might not get that.
Yeah, that's fate. Like you can basically write down you have that much gold.
Okay.
We're not gonna role play through the whole.
Okay.
I'll give you this for it. I'll give you that. And they're just gems worth up to that much.
Okay.
On the next episode of Pawn Stars.
Well,
best I can do is 2 silver.
On that note, I think we should buy something as a party to make traveling easier. Like what?
We just picked up these horses.
I'm talking about a bag that can hide stuff.
Okay.
Easier, like a chest.
You have this magic power. Why don't you just make something?
I don't have that power yet.
Well, I see you cast random fire from your hands, and you can't make something to hold something.
I can make fire from your hands. Why can't you make an endless bag?
I can make a little thing in my hand. Look, I use prestidigitation to make a little shape.
It's quite impressive.
How many horses do we have?
Now, how much can that hold?
Not much.
So right now,
Six horses.
There are 6 horses and 2 carts.
Yeah.
The nobles walked away. The peasants walked away. And the dwarves are still there, but like we're thanking you and just kind of like getting their head around what their plan is.
Do we need both carts?
I was gonna say, would you guys be okay with giving the dwarves 2 horses and a cart, and maybe 50 gold? Like we all pitch in like 10 gold apiece. That way, it kind of helps them.
Whoa!
Hold
Hang
on.
on here. Wagon and horses is way more than we should give them.
Thrallus,
Okay.
did you see her breathe fire? Did you see Dith breathe fire?
50,
Did you breathe fire?
50 gold on top of that? You can cut me out of that.
Dith almost lost her life.
Twice.
Technically speaking, she
By
never got to
Henry.
breathe fire.
By Henry. So Henry did that. So if Henry wants to give her gold for that, he can.
I was just saying the cart and the horses.
So I'll split it with you.
You want to give
I'm
them
good
50?
with the wagon and the horses. That's plenty to fill what they lost.
You just gave.
I will have to agree on that.
Thandir gave these poor people 2 gold, and you want to give these people a cart and 50 gold? These guys are better off than the other ones that just walked away.
The poor people eat the horses, though.
Good, that gives them food for a week.
That's how they got coronavirus.
Let's just give them 2 horses and a cart to get on their way.
Whatever. You guys make this difficult.
I'm thirsty.
I'm gonna be honest. This was definitely exactly how it went in game. Like this was all of your characters kind of just bickering over it because you're all still trying to learn who each other are. And like Dith is trying to like not make it obvious that she can hear every single word you're saying, but like you see her kind of perk up, and she runs over and hugs Thrallus. Just Thrallus specifically.
Oh!
And then like takes her time and hugs every single one of you guys. She goes, I
Probably not me though, because I started her ass on fire.
No, she still hugs you.
I'm gonna walk over before she gets a chance to hug me and talk to the father, and I'm gonna give him 10 gold without anybody knowing. Just walk over there and just give him 10 gold. We apologize for what you saw, and just walked away.
I'll probably do something to the same effect and probably give them 10 gold also.
Just apologize
out of my own.
They're definitely in good.
They lost their At least try to help them buy a tarp, maybe. I mean, I know they're missing that. So
you just see her Dith's brother, the son, just like all bummed, like it's not the same tarp, man. That was my favorite tarp.
man, life sucks.
That's your conscious, kittens. That's yours.
Maybe.
Taking that tarp.
All of a sudden, Dolan whips out his tarp like a cloak and starts walking around.
This cloak? I've always had this cloak.
Frank, what are you talking about?
Oh,
This whole thing?
That's your family crest on that? No.
After all the hugs and the sentimental goodbyes, they end up loading up the cart that they came up in, and they're like, well, we're going to start moving before we lose any daylight, and start kind of riding away. And Dith and the mom, the brother, are all kind of waving while the dad drives the cart away.
All right, let's if you guys could take 2 horses to the wherever you guys want to go. If you or whoever was going where, I think we should like I said, buy a bag that allows us to hold more.
If you can't produce one, then
It can hold
one.
the body.
Okay.
What are we talking cost-wise here? What's it going to cut out of my end?
If you guys remember when you went, there was like a couple different kinds. The average one being like right around 1,000 gold.
If you can't produce it, just whatever. I guess.
I think it was like 1,200 for one with like cool flames up the side of it.
Ooh, that one makes it go fast.
We got to splurge.
It has extra horsepower on that one.
We'll go look at it, and we'll split up the leftover money then.
Okay, go get one. I mean, you do cast magic. I don't get it, but well, Thrallus, let's go.
Yeah, let's go to the pub. I'm thirsty.
All right.
We'll take a horse with us.
Okay. Are we splitting up the gold now,
No,
or
we'll split up after.
I thought we did it before we left.
No,
okay?
No.
We'll do
All
it
right,
after.
I am going to look over at Dolan. So, Dolan, do you think you can, carry Maybell with? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. I mean,
I got her. Yep, I got this.
all right.
Well, we have the cards.
He's a pretty hefty boy.
6 foot 6 inches. Yeah, I got this.
No, we can keep the cart and that one horse here with you, Henry. I prefer for it to stay close to somebody, and I don't know what we're going to run into. So, and
How are you carrying the gold? It's a chest of gold.
I'm
You
carrying.
have it, right? You're the
Mabel,
one going into
you have
town.
the chest.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
the only one going into town?
Yeah, you're
Okay.
going solo to go get the gold from the gems, and then guess I'm buying a bag.
All right.
If we want to speed things up, in case just to kind of make sure everyone gets their stuff, unless there's something else you want to buy while you're in town, I'm gonna say you exchange the coins for gold. You get, if you guys wrote it down, you get exactly what it was. You go to, I believe it was. Hold on, I wrote down the name of this magic shop. Waldo's Wizardly Wonders. I believe that's where you were inquiring about the bag of holding. Once again, he's got 3 different kind. One's a little bit smaller. One's about normal size, and the one's like normal size, but it's like black and has really cool flames, like patches sewn in the side of it.
We had a total of 2,471 gold worth of items out of that chest.
Yes, around there.
I love how the fighters are accountant.
Fighter accountants.
I mean, I'm a pirate, so money is key.
He's like, Waldo, who runs this place, he's like, listen here, here's the deal. If you buy this really cool one, I'll throw in this wand. Now, let me tell you about this wand. He takes it and he flicks it at you. Roll a charisma saving throw for me.
Oh God,
Henry.
You did.
He did.
Roll initiative.
You instantly turn to ash.
That's something I'm not good at.
Roll a new character. Ooh.
Okay.
17.
Right.
You feel that's a good roll. You feel something like almost tug at the sides of your mouth, but then you're able to kind of fight it off. And he goes, darn it. He's like, it doesn't work every time. He's like, but it is a wand of smiles. And anytime you're in a bad mood or someone around you's in a bad mood, you can change that.
That's the black one. How much are you looking for the black one with flames on the side of it?
He's like, on sale right now, 1,100 gold.
Does it do anything different than that other one that's the same size?
It looks cool. It's a talking point. It goes great with any outfit.
How much does the middle one cost? The one that doesn't have the flames on the side of it.
He's like, 900 gold, but it doesn't come with a cool wand of smiles.
Oof, that's hard. I tell you what. I will give you 1,000 gold.
And you can get the wand.
All this bag of rings that I still have.
The bag of rings from the goblin camp. He looks at him, he goes, ooh, these could be enchanted. He's like, deal. And he pushes it forward. He's like, give me the gold. He's like, here, you can try it on me. And he smirks at you.
All right, perfect.
Do you try the wand?
I am gonna try the wand. He's like, I'll ask him first. I'll be like, do you mind if I try the wand on you?
No, that's what he's saying when he gives it to you. He's like, here, you can try it on me. And he's trying to frown, but he's really bad at it.
All right, I'm gonna try it.
I rolled a nat 1. The biggest, goofiest, fakest smile goes on his face. He's like, oh God. It's supposed to wear off. Ah! Ah! He just grabs the gold and the rings. And he's like, oh, I'm going to have to do something about this one.
It's a wand of Botox.
Is there a way to stop it from?
He's like, it normally goes off, but I guess I really failed on this. So it's a wand of smiles. It's a DC 10 charisma saving throw. And it's just for a 10-second smile. But if you roll a 1, things might get funny. I would say keep that for future altercations when things are very serious. Makes the game a lot more fun. All right. Because it's going to take a little bit longer, I'm going to get to Thandir and Dolan last. So I'll jump over to... oh, yeah. Is there anything else you wanted to buy? Anything else you want to do while you're in the market? Henry?
I don't think so, no.
All right, easy enough. So, Crimplin and Thrallus. I don't think you guys have been bar hopping in the new city yet. This is Talonsgard. It is the biggest city in this faction of man. It's massive. You're in the market district. There's beer stands, wine stands, wineries, bars, taverns. That's just the market district. There's the garden district, which is like right up around the main castle. It's more wineries, a little more uppity in that area. I mean, do you guys want to just go to one place? What is going on over here? I can't read your guys' chats. What's your plan? Do you want to go to one spot? Do you want to go bar hopping? Or you can just go to like the tavern at the inn you guys stayed at. I mean, there's so many options for drinking here. It's a capital city.
I'm gonna ask somebody in the open, where's the best drink in this town?
You hear a couple different answers. One guy's like, Kegs was pretty good. It's like spelled KEG''S, Kegs. It's like, Kegs a pretty cool guy. A lot of dwarven imports there. You hear another kind of half-elven woman go, well, I prefer, I got a list. Hold on. I made a list of these places.
Yeah, that's fine. We don't want your uppity stuff.
Kegs sounds good to me.
Kegs. Oh, that's the top answer we said. All right.
Well, I prefer the never-ending flagon. You see a human younger male. It's like Cock's Feather, hands down, best place there is.
Did you hear that, Crimplin? Cock's Feather. That's intriguing.
You see this like really gravelly old man. He goes, I spend every night at the Rusty Spoon. I mean, I got a couple on here.
I'm intrigued by that Rusty Spoon.
He's like, it's pretty intriguing.
Kegs sounds good to me.
So let's get some kegs at Kegs, and then we can go to the Rusty Spoon and then end up in the Cock's Feather.
Finish in the Cock's Feather. The best part, I was just bored writing those down while I was waiting for my tire to get changed at a tire shop, and I'm just like, oh, these sound fun. All right.
I love the never-ending flagon like that.
The never-ending flagon. So yeah, that movie. It's more of a play. Yeah, so you guys start at Kegs. It's primarily dwarven, at least the staff is. You walk in, first thing you notice, a huge bar. It's about knee-high. The bartender on the other side, like the interesting thing though is that actually like there's certain spots where it like steps down into the ground, so like you can be the same height as like the dwarves, so it's like half is like almost underground, half is like floor level. Dwarven waitresses, dwarven bartender, but the customers primarily humans, elves. It's more like people trying to fit into the dwarf culture. A lot like a St. Paddy's Day fest where no one's Irish but everyone wears green. Kind of like that.
I was gonna say you have 2 6-foot+ people walking into that place.
Yeah, it's definitely like, yeah. Can I get a?
Thrallus, look at all these discs and Magnuses. Let's get it. Hopefully they have something good. I don't know.
So many Magnuses.
Oh man. Yeah.
One thing you do notice that's really interesting is a lot of the customers all have orange hair. Not 100% of them, but like at least half the customers have orange hair.
This place steals your soul.
You see a big chalkboard, and you see on the back today's special ginger ale.
Yeah.
Thrallus, I owe you the first one for training me here. What do you want?
let's start off with their most tasty beer.
Barkeep, tasty beer. Oh, sorry, tasty beer.
Yeah.
Yep. Tasty beer for me.
Okay.
Tasty beer for this guy.
Sounds good. He like runs over to the keg and he actually grabs a little ladder and like puts it up to like one of the keg. They're like stacked like 3 or 4 high. And like climbs the ladder with like 2 cups in this hand. And he's like, psh, psh, climbs back down the ladder again, runs back over, starts handing them out to you. And he's like, silver pop.
Awesome. Flipping my coins. I'll just flip them a gold. I don't care. Just one gold.
We'll bounce back to you guys whenever you want to get to your next location. So then we'll jump over to Crimplin and Dolan. Or sorry, not Crimplin and Dolan. Thandir and Dolan. All right. So everyone's kind of parted their ways. Dolan's got a mutilated sleeping woman on his back. Definitely sticking out like a sore thumb, even more than you were when you were just a dragon born in the city.
This is my princess. I'm taking her to my castle.
But I mean, it's both you guys' first time in this city. So far, you've really only been in the market district. You were where you were talking to Captain Israel is like kind of like the edge of like the market, and then where like kind of the slums are. There's the main castle in the city, and all the gardens around it. More to the left, you can kind of start to see more. Well, you hear less commerce, you hear less jangling. You can assume you might be able to find temples over there. I guess how are you going about doing this?
We need to find a temple of healing. So I guess we just ask is there a temple around here that we could possibly take her to get some help?
You find just like a normal human, and he's just like, oh yeah, he's like couple different temples up the road over here to the left. He's like, there's some really nice ones up around the actual castle itself, but not everyone's allowed, and they're a little snooty. Not my kind of religion, but but it depends what your faith is. We got a lot of different ones here, so hopefully you can find it. I don't know why he had a random southern accent halfway through that, but he did, and we're gonna live with that.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
He goes, no problem.
And we'll
Tips
make
his
our
cowboy hat and rides his horse away.
Should we try to find I mean, I pray to Pan, so do we want to try to find a temple to Pan? Do you pray to anybody?
I do. Unfortunately, mine is not a healer.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's try to find. I don't know where to start. Maybe we'll find Temple to Pan, and I think that might be the best bet to go.
I'll be on my best behavior.
So now Brian, the DM, doesn't know offhand like what Pan's holy symbol would look like, but Thandir definitely would. You were from a druidic circle where it was a pretty common god that everyone worshipped. I mean, it's the main god of nature. Roll me, between the two of you guys, roll me perception checks. Thandir, you can have an advantage because you're like kind of describing it to Dolan what he's going to look for, but you got a better. Jesus.
Holy
Found it.
Yeah. Still roll with advantage.
All right. Perfect.
18.
So it looks like this. Is this?
Oh, this temple right here.
Nailed it.
So you guys actually walk for a little bit. You're passing actually like you're kind of finding yourself more in a religious district. While there's like religion, it's not like the market where it's like only a marketplace. It's like housing. You can tell a lot of people live in these areas. That's where the actual kind of churches are, or the temples are. You're starting to see different ones, mostly all, like gods of law, gods of love, gods of light, more towards the edge of town. It's not really like a nice area. It's not a bad area, but it's just like a smaller neighborhood. You do see a really big fountain. I guess maybe not huge, but like just a decent sized fountain with Pan's symbol kind of engraved all around the outside of it. All right. You're starting to, like, as you come up closer, you're seeing more and more wood elves, which, just something to point out, since you've been in this big city, you've seen a lot of elves, you've seen half elves, but you've mainly seen high elves, right? And if you guys remember from like the first session, what I talked about is like normally your high elves are going to be more mixed in with the human folk, more in the urban areas. Wood elves kind of stay to themselves, stay out in the country or the wooded areas. But here you actually see a fair amount of wood elves. So more of the tanner, darker skin like Thandir has versus like the lighter, almost translucent skin that most of the high elves have around here.
All right.
So that being said, you don't see a building, but you see around this fountain, you see some benches, you see people gathering, and you can guess that, well, this temple to Pan isn't a building, it's just this kind of holy area.
Yeah, Dolan, that's definitely it. You spotted that, from 2 miles away.
Dolan's like, I saw water.
Right? I was like getting pretty thirsty carrying this.
Yeah. Well, let's not drink that water, please. I say we go ahead and walk up, maybe a little bit closer to try to maybe get Mabel down. During that time, I'm going to actually pull up my HUD too to kind of, not let people see who I am as a wood elf, since I notice more wood elves being around.
Okay.
So
I say I'm probably gonna just be the muscle and probably let you take the lead. This is probably even more up your alley. I mean, I speak Elvish, so I mean, I can keep up with the conversation. So if you have to go native tongue,
okay, perfect. I'm gonna walk up towards the fountain. Do I see anybody? Do I see a congregation of people? I guess
there's a couple people, like I'd say majority of the people are like by themselves or with one other person, but there's like you can see one good area where there's about 5 people all kind of gathered together. Yeah, 2 of them kind of look over at you guys, and they kind of smile at you, and then like they look at Dolan, like, and they kind of like get back from it, and then one of them specifically kind of like waves to the other ones and kind of meets you guys halfway and approaches you. As they're getting closer, they take their hood off. It is a wood elf female, little bit, I guess, younger for wood elf, maybe only 100, because you guys live forever. But she goes, "Greetings, traveler. Pan bless you. What's going on here?"
We're seeking assistance from Pan. The person with my tall friend here that he's carrying is very severely wounded. And I've tried what I have tried, and I tried to reach out to Pan, but I don't know if there wasn't close enough to an area where he can commune through, but she needs some healing. I've never seen this before, and I'm really seeking guidance.
Okay. Any other follower of Pan is welcome here. And she kind of waves at you, Dolan. She goes, "All right, bring her over here." And she kind of like clears off. There's like a bench, and it's just got some stuff on it, just some books and some twigs because nature. And she kind of clears it off, and says, "Go ahead, lay her down here." Dolan, I'm guessing you lay her down.
I lay her down.
And she goes, "Thank you so much." And she just kind of like takes a second and is like looking her over. Do you lay her on her back, on her stomach, on her side?
I'm probably gonna lay her on the side, so that way we can kind of point out like, this.
We got this situation back here. She's like, you can see her like looking at her. She's like, just like, kind of like feeling her temperature and stuff. And she goes to her back, and like you see her almost like fall backwards. She goes, "Who did this?"
we found her like this.
We have no idea.
Where did you find her? Do you know who she is? Where did you find her?
We were so we were helping the guard captain in the city?
Israel. We were helping Israel.
We were helping Israel, and we had to go take down a bandit lord. We took him down. She was one of the prisoners. We found her just like that.
You guys are the fighting types. I can definitely see some adventurous spirit in you guys, but oh man, she's like, well, she's definitely she's got some kind of curse maybe on her. She said, I'm still in a lot of training in my cleric studies, but I can talk with our head clerics and our head druids here, and we can watch over her. But this is, she like kind of like pulls some of like the tattering on her back apart. She kind of winces again. She's like, this is pretty gross. She's like, it almost forms a pattern, I guess. She's like looking at it. But she goes, is there, wow. Okay. How can we reach you guys? Or do you just want to come back here? I don't know how long it's going to take or what, but
I'm going to speak in Druidic, and I'm going to say to her, send a messenger bird of a blue color near the inn that we're staying at. I'm going to say the inn that we're staying at because I don't have the name, DM. Send it nearby. I'll make sure that sign will mean that will come to you.
She kind of shakes her head and she goes, I don't really know what you just said.
All right, I'm going to speak in Elvish then.
She just said she's training to be a cleric, and you spoke Druidic to her.
I'm going to lean over. I'm going to say in Druidic, is there any druids around here?
You see like a couple people turn their heads. Like one guy raises his hand.
Did you hear what I said?
He goes, something about like an animal? Bird?
Blue.
Bluebird.
I'm going to look at her and say, I apologize. Send a bluebird to the inn that we're staying at. We will keep an eye out for it and know that, hey, we need to come back here.
What about a big bird?
Not a yellow one, a blue one.
She just kind of shakes her head. She goes, for sure. You guys be safe in your travels. I don't know what this is or what it means, but I'll relay the information as soon as possible. Now, when we get her to come back too, I guess she'll know where she came from. I hope. We'll figure that out. Anything else I need to know?
I just kind of make eye contact with Andir and Blake.
Just keep the shackles on, all right? Just
she might be blinded.
She might be blinded still. I tried to heal her with a healing potion that must have gone. My apologies. So just try to calm her down. Send a bluebird right away who will come investigate, and I'm gonna hand her a gold for her troubles in that way.
Goes, oh, thank you for the kind donation. Are the shackles really necessary?
I wouldn't take them off.
Yeah, they kind of are.
Okay. She just kind of nods her head and she says, is there anything else we can help you with?
At this point in time, just take care of her.
You guys have a blessed day. May Pan guide your adventures and guide your travels.
May Pan be with you as well. And then I'm going to take a gold and I'm going to flick it into the fountain.
You see a giant kraken cup. Nah.
And roll initiative.
Roll initiative. The fountain was a mimic the whole time.
All right. Like, do I need to say anything?
So now cutting back to our boys at Kegs. Kegs. You guys have had a couple tasty drinks. Is there anything else you'd like to try or do? Anyone you want to talk to?
Does anyone around us look interesting to talk to?
You see different groups of people, right? You see a couple dwarves. you see like a group of, you could guess, humans in their early 20s. They have like your normal, like, you know, commoners attire, but like they're wearing their hats sideways, and like their shoes aren't tied, but they're like, they got tongues. Yeah, it's really confusing, their outfits. Then you got another group, and it's just like people dressed up a little bit nicer, but you can see them kind of cutting back. It depends what you call, you know, interesting to talk to. But there's not really anyone like lonely or by themselves. It's all just kind of, they all kind of got like their own little groups going on.
Wallace, what do you want to do? Have another, or go somewhere else?
I mean, there's some tasty drinks here, but not really potent to my liking.
I agree. You know, that old fella had that rusty spoon. I think we'd head over to that place.
We should find out if any of the other locations are on the way.
All right.
When you go out, you're kind of like on a bar row. They're just kind of all mixed matched in between each other. I mean, there's some bars on the way, but you can see the sign for the Rusty Spoon. It's just this big, like, you can tell, made, like, forged on an anvil spoon hanging by chains with a lot of rust kind of building up on it.
Boss, I think that's it right there. That looks like a spoon. Let's go there.
Okay.
You guys head over there. Well, this last one, like, it was really lively. You could hear a lot of people talking, gossiping. You know, there was like one guy with a little lute in the background trying to play something that sounds Celtic, but he really wasn't that good. You go into this one, it's all kind of stone. You walk in and you can hear a pin drop. I mean, you look around, there's a lot of people in here, but like none of them are making eye contact with each other. Everyone is sitting by themselves. There's just like one guy behind the counter with a big old scar down through like an empty eye socket, just polishing a mug, and just like an absence of noise. You see that old man that recommended it, and he goes,
Wrong. This looks like our place. You.
I feel home.
It kind of reminds you of home, Crimplin.
one of your best for us.
He goes, what? And he goes over and he like taps a keg, and like you see as he like pours it, it like takes a minute, and then like some weird smell kind of fills the room, and then it kind of pours out, and like he hands them to you guys, and they're just like, the color is just a little off. It's like a dark brown, but you don't think it should be brown.
I'm gonna sniff it.
It smells pretty bad.
Yeah, Thrallus. Cheers.
Smells pretty bad, even for my liking.
I barely can smell it. I smell you all the time, guy. Clink. I'm gonna drink it.
Whoever drinks it,
I'm gonna wait.
roll me a Constitution.
I'm gonna wait. Yeah, I'm gonna wait for Crimplin.
You know what? It's not the best beer. It's actually pretty warm too. You can stomach it. It's not the best.
Rawless,
But
I don't know if we should. Well, yeah, I'm good. We're good. Let's go somewhere else.
the guy's like, that'll be 3 copper.
Here's a silver
Wait,
buy.
yeah, he's like missing an eye. He's like, sweet. You see that old man that recommended it from the corner room just go,
All right, so as we're walking out quick, Thralis. Too bad the alcohol sucked. That was a pretty good environment in there.
Nah.
Thrallus, you're a man of many words. Well, at least when we start talking about giving away gold to people who are in need. You're a man of many words. All right, jumping over, Henry. You finished up shopping. What is your plan?
So I'm trying to remember how many keys on that key ring I have were used. Was it the 4? 4 were used, and how many keys were on that ring originally?
Why is my mind blanking on this key ring?
I don't remember.
When did you pick it up? Do you remember?
Off the Bandit Lord.
Yeah, off the Bandit Lord.
Roll a deception check.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. Because you had one for each of the jail cells. And I don't know if I said it, like if there was a certain number of keys on it.
Okay.
No, if I did, I'm telling you right now as the DM, I didn't mean anything extra by it. I'm guessing there was probably like 5 keys: chest, shack, and then the 3 cages.
Oh, that's probably what it was then.
Yeah.
All right. Other thing then. So Farmer Clayton gives me a shiny key that he found in the Capitol, which I'm assuming is here.
And the Capitol.
I am going to take 10 minutes because I know everyone's drinking here.
Alcoholics.
And cast that.
Locate object?
Yeah. I'm going to look for the hole this key goes into.
So that's not exactly how the spell locate object works. Locate object's more like I've seen an object that I don't have in my possession anymore. That was someone who was either carrying or something maybe that someone was wearing, or it was like left somewhere, and you can find an object that you've already seen versus like finding the hole that a random key could fit to. I think that would be a much more powerful spell. Like if you were to lose a key, you could cast locate object on that specific key to see if someone took it or if you left it somewhere. Yeah, like the tarp off a wagon. Like if you crashed your wagon, you came back and the tarp was missing, you could use locate object to find said tarp. Please say. I mean, that being said, is there anything you'd like to do with said key? Is there anywhere you'd like to go? I mean, it can give you something to look for.
It's a big town to look for one key.
It's a very big town. It's like the biggest town.
Just start putting in just random holes. Just nope.
Finding holes.
Nope. That's good.
I am going to find or see if there's a locksmith somewhere in town.
Sure. Roll me a perception check looking for this locksmith.
This playing on a TV sucks. Oh, God.
A nat 1. So you're in a major city. Even with a nat 1, you can still find a locksmith, but I'm going to say it's going to take a while to find it because it's a nat 1. You're in a very busy area. And this idea of, well, maybe I'll just put this key in random keyhole. Like, you're just like walking by doors and you're like, nah, I wouldn't. Well, let me try. You like walk by like a little like chest. Like,
it's like almost kind of like distracted.
Yeah, you kind of getting distracted. But you end up finding the locksmith, but a good amount of time goes by. Probably enough time that you would see Dolan and Thandir walking back into the market from the opposite.
Okay.
And my perception's on check, like, oh, locksmith over there.
Like you're like, hey, wow, look, a locksmith. Oh, hey, look, Henry. And he's like, I've been here for hours.
So I find the locksmith and I see Dolan and Thandir.
Yeah, they were kind of walking the other direction towards you guys, towards you.
They're walking towards me or to the other guys, you said?
I said, well, I mean, our intentions were to head to the pub. So,
well,
I mean,
the pubs are in the market.
Okay.
And I'm saying like the locksmith was on the community edge of town, which was where the temples were. So you just kind of are passing by each other's.
Okay. I was gonna say with the one, I probably didn't see him at all.
I don't think Henry noticed this.
No, but
I don't think so either.
Shoving that key into random holes.
What's he doing?
Yeah, he got really
I don't know.
caught up at this plumber's place that they went to.
We
It
should
got really ugly.
We should
All
think
right.
about it.
Well, fine. If I get to locksmith here, I want to go in and see if you could tell me what this key would possibly unlock. Like, if he could tell me if it's like a
He takes
door.
He's like looking at it. Let's see. Is this a friendly guy? Locksmiths, they usually don't have bad days, bad customers. He's in a good mood. He's like checking out. He's like, yeah, sure, friend. He's like looking at it. And he goes, you actually see him pull out his own key ring. He's like kind of like lining it up. Like there's some that are really different shapes. This one, it just looks like a classic, almost cartoon-like key, where it's just a key with like two little kind of, forks sticking down out of it. And he's like lining them up, and he goes, yeah, it's a key to a chest.
Darn. There's probably a lot of chests. Have you heard of anybody missing a key for a chest?
He's like, well, I mean, that's my job. I have like people every single day who are missing keys.
Damn.
Just saying. Best of luck. Where'd you find it at?
Someone gave it to me that said they found it in. Where did that go now? Found it in the capital. That's all he told me. He found it here.
Best of luck to you. So I don't really got much to offer for help here.
Okay. It's all right. I'm going to go back out in the market and go look for the other guys then.
All right. So I'm gonna say just by sheer of luck, because some of you guys really stick out, especially compared to others in the crowd. You guys all kind of managed to see Crimplin and Thrallus as they're leaving the Rusty Spoon and heading to the Cock's Feather.
Cock's Feather.
Cock's Feather.
You see a pretty good sized double decker, almost saloon style. It's got like cool little swinging doors in the front, a big old sign, and it's like got this really interesting drawing of just this like floating, almost mage hand pulling a feather from a naked chicken.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What's that hand doing?
That doesn't look right. Not at all. We should keep Thandir away from this place.
Goose is gonna hate this place.
Goose.
Yep. Poor Goose.
Cover his eyes.
Well, let's go inside and see what we can get for a drink.
Yeah, you're getting this one this time.
I'd say you two head in. You don't see the others coming, but Thandir, Dolan, you kind of see them walk in. So you're like, well, I'll head there. And lastly, I'd say just the blue that is Dolan really sticks out. And Henry's able to kind of follow him in. So like within 5-10 second gaps in between you all end up inside the tavern.
As I follow him in, I'm gonna try using the key on the door.
So he told you it was a chest key. So I'll use it on the door. You try it. It's not even the same size.
Darn.
Like a hot dog down a hallway. Just nope. So much room to spare.
Did you try spitting on it first?
Try spitting on it.
Go with big circles.
In and out slowly. No, it doesn't work too well. But you guys go in, like I said, it's kind of double decker. You walk in, you see the bar kind of on the opposite side of the wall. And when you look up, you can actually kind of see like a banister that goes all the way around. It's open in the middle upstairs, but you can kind of see seating up and around. Mainly human ran here. A little bit of a younger staff. A lot of good looking waitresses looking around the room. A lot of good looking people here. Not too wealthy, but at the same time, not like the crowd that was in the Rusty Spoon. Definitely good mixing. It's a pretty hopping place.
Half orc could get lucky in here.
It seems so. Maybe we should, so you can get rid of getting that Mabel off your mind.
Oh, Mabel.
Look, go give me the best beer. I'll go find us a place. Right here.
Okay.
Oh, whoops. As you guys are kind of like reminiscing over Mabel, you actually see Dolan and Thandir walk in right as you're talking about it. Thrall, you kind of already start to walk away, but Crimplin, right before you go find a table, those two would walk in.
Thandir.
Crimplin. Wait, here's Thandir?
Wow, it's Thrallus.
I think it's your turn to buy the round.
Thrallus, you still owe me. All right, Thandir, go get us beer. Thrallus, you get me the next one. Dolan, come on.
Fine. If you're gonna play it that way, fine. I'm gonna lean over to Dolan and I'm gonna be like, hey, do you want some wine? Do you have a preference of kind of wine? I know you like Draconic. I'll ask if they have any. If they don't,
I just need something strong. It's been
all right.
A couple of days.
All right. I guess I'm buying the first round, boys.
As soon as you hear Thandir say, I'm buying the first round, Henry walks in. So Henry, you walk in. Oh, Thandir offered to buy the first round. What a nice guy.
Oh, perfect.
All right. So I'll walk up to the barkeep. Say, barkeep, I'd like to have 5 of your strongest, best beers that you got.
He's like, strongest and best. He's like, all right, let me whip something up for you. And he goes over and he's like, look, and there's a few different kegs. You see a couple different bottles of like wine. And he goes to like one of the far left kegs and starts pouring some glasses. He goes, you don't get a lot of wood elves in here. Yeah.
Yeah, we're a quiet bunch. We tend to keep to ourselves, but I'm in a little bit of a assisting my crew or friends over here.
He like looks over your shoulder at your very motley crew and goes, interesting group for sure. And he's like, you guys stick out like a sore thumb, but luckily we like sore thumbs around here. More the merrier. And he slides you a couple different drinks. Well, I guess 5 of the same drinks.
Okay.
And he goes, first time around here?
Yes, we are.
This one's on the house.
Oh, thank you. I'll leave a gold tip. I'll say hopefully that'll cover the next one. If not, thank you.
He's like, all right. He's like, you can come back up if you want, or ask one of the barmaids walking around. We'll make sure you guys are happy here.
Perfect. And then I'm going to ask, okay, Bart, when I pick them up, do I notice, are they at the typical beer temperature? Or are they warm?
Yeah.
What are they? Okay, perfect.
Nice frosty mug.
Perfect. Even better.
Perfect.
So I'm going to set down, one for me, one for Henry, one for Dolan. And I'm going to say, hey, Thrallus and Crimplin. And I'm going to actually cast Shape Water. To freeze whatever little bit of water that's in that beer to kind of give it like a slushy kind of taste to it. And I'm going to set it down by them and say, here you go, guys. A little bit extra in those ones.
Slushies.
Beer, slushies.
What? Extra what? What is this?
It's extra cold. God, you're such a... Did you grow up in a cave? I mean, really.
You elves just have to throw in some special stuff. Can't it just be a good beer? It's got to be so extra.
It needs to be extra. You're right. It does. Do you want to, take some? Do you want to throw some daggers again? Go back to. I beat you last time, so I mean.
That was a fluke. You know that was a fluke. I could beat you any day. I was just off. You know.
All right, I'm gonna cast
sniffles.
shape water again, and I'm gonna freeze this beer solid now. And I said, "That's what you get for being mean to me."
You have a big old beer cube now.
Thralis, I hope you enjoy your frosty drink, buddy. Have fun with your beer sickle, pointy ears.
Really? I'll dump it all in my hand and I'll take a big bite out of it. Still good.
This is great. You guys are great. Everyone give me a perception checks just while you're hanging out, chatting, relaxing after a lot of travel, a lot of fighting. You're kind of like you're enjoying some nice downtime for a bit. Crimplin, you got a bit of a brain freeze. It's kind of hard to focus around you right now. You're really holding it together. Like you're not letting it show that you have a brain freeze because you're like, I'm gonna eat my beer now. This is how it's gonna be.
Just out of spite, I'm just eyeing him up, eating. Just it's good.
Oh, it's my favorite.
Give me another.
Just kind of looking around the room, like I was saying, you see all sorts of all mixes of races. Surprisingly, I think this is the first time you guys actually see like a good amount of gnomes. There's some gnomes out here. There's dwarves, more high elves. Once again, Thandir's about the only wood elf. You actually, Thrallus, you actually see a couple half orcs, or people that look like at least quarter orcs. But definitely have some orcish blood in them. It's a very diverse melting pot in this room. Also looking around, you see some people playing cards, some people rolling dice. You see people throwing darts, throwing knives. I mean, this is just a pretty happening place. I'll be honest, the night is yours. If there's anything you guys want to do, we can go ahead and do it. Role play it out. Any games you want to play, we can do that. Role play it out. Or you guys can just have a great night, and we'll pick up. We'll pick up from the inn in the morning. We'll not pick up like end the session, but we'll skip forward.
Grimblin, you want to arm wrestle for that drink that you think I owe you?
Ooh, this would be good to watch.
Yes. Hold on. Let's do this.
I'm gonna go ahead and walk up. I'm gonna grab a barmaiden and grab another round for us. And I'm gonna freeze only Thrallus's this time. I'm gonna get slushy Thrallus's because Crimplin doesn't care. So.
Oh, let's arm wrestle. Let's do this. I need a better beer this time, Thrallus.
Then you can buy your own. I'm gonna just whisper.
So arm wrestles pretty simple. Best 2 out of 3. Strength versus strength.
Ooh, roll it.
First roll.
6.
Cripplin's like, come on, I got you. Boom. Best 2 out of 3. I was still winding up. Winding up.
Right. My hand's still frozen.
First one goes to Thrallus.
I got you here.
Whoa. We good? Yep. Second one. 22. I mean, you actually can't beat that.
No, I can't. I only got a 1.
And a 60. This one, you definitely are like fighting a little more. And that brain freeze starts to kick in again. Oh, shit! and you lose it, and your arm goes down. Thrallus is nothing but smiles.
All right. You son of a bitch. You do know that if I didn't have that frozen beer, I would have been fine.
Oh, yeah.
Here, let me give it a try. I bet Crimplin, I'll bet you something that I'll win this arm wrestling contest.
What is with you guys? You guys all like to lose? Let's do this.
All right, what's the bet?
I don't know. You started this guy. How about
I'm gonna look over it. Go ahead.
How about that? How about that fancy key you've been holding around?
Oh, okay. And if I win, how about you? How about you? We'll do 10 gold
Where's the key?
for.
Sounds good.
Okay. All right, Nick. I'm gonna use my portent thing to make you roll a 7.
Oh!
Wait,
Wait, I thought you were arm wrestling Crimplin.
No, I'm arm wrestling Thrallus.
oh, you were just making a bet with Crimplin.
Yeah, that I can beat you.
Oh, you could beat me. Okay.
So Thrallus is gonna roll a 7 because I foresaw it.
While that's happening, I'm going to ask Dolan to see if he would like something else other than a beer and go get that.
So what is that? 7 plus 4 for you?
Let's see if we got some shots.
Let's be 11.
Need shots.
Oh,
Still.
Oh. So, can you really quickly link that ability or that feature? I want to make sure I understand how it works role playing wise. You can glimpse the future. Press in on your awareness. You do so. Okay, you can replace any attack saving throw by you or a creature that you can see with him. Okay, so that makes sense. So it's not that you are altering their role; it's that you can see when they're about to fail, right? And then you can jump in.
or
Okay,
succeed.
right. So in this case, you focused on when is he going to be at his weakest, and you're like, oh, he just used a lot of his strength to beat Crimplin that last time. Now's my time to shine. And you forgot to line your arm up right, and just still Thrallus was able to get you down.
Damn it.
I'll take that key there, guy.
Oh,
Best of three. Best of three.
Oh,
best 2 out of 3.
all right. I mean, you can hand it to me now, but
All right, I'm going to do it again.
I'm going to, before he does that, I'm going to see this happening and kind of take a little bit of pity on Plotter, and I'm going to cast Guidance on Henry Plotter.
Okay, roll a d4 and add that to whatever your strength roll is. That's how you guys all met. Cheating in bar games.
Christ. I don't need it. I don't need it. A natural 20.
Thrallus's head got so big after winning 3 times in a row that Henry, just all of a sudden, just grip, slams to the ground. Thrallus is a little shooken.
All right.
What happened?
One more time. And this time I'm going to use my last one to give him a 9.
13. All right, Mr. Plotter.
Still have Guidance.
You don't need it.
Don't even need it.
Somehow, some way, he was able to find Thrallus's weakness. Maybe it was a pressure point or something, and he's just able one more time to get that arm down.
Fine. I don't know how you did it, but here's your 10 gold.
Thanks.
Just felt fishy, like I wasn't in control.
Oh, you're in control. I just saw the future.
Yeah, technically speaking, and that's why I wanted to check to see, are you having a magic influence on him, or it's like, okay,
No.
I can just see when they're about to fail or succeed, or I can see what I'm. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Any other shenanigans you guys want to get into?
I'm going to buy another round of drinks.
At this point, everyone roll me Constitution saving throws a disadvantage. It's been a long day of traveling, and the past couple of days have been all fighting, and you guys are drinking pretty heavy right now.
Yeah, we are.
Not heavy enough.
Wow, a natural 20 and a
at a disadvantage.
4 at disadvantage. Yeah.
Thandir and Thrallus are able to keep their composure. You can feel the bubbles. You can feel getting a little tipsy. The other three, they're like at the point they're laughing, they're snorting, they're almost falling out of their chairs. But you guys are all certain levels of drunk, some more than others, especially Crimplin, Henry, and Dolan.
Hey, you guys want to see another trick?
Henry, I don't know how you did it, but
I bet I can make Thrallus smile.
no way. All right, another 10 gold. Another 10 gold, do it. Here, do it.
Watch this stick. Watch this stick. I kind of cast the wand. I guess I should probably roll to try hitting since I'm drunk.
You know what? Yeah, just for the hell of it, roll
Wait,
me a.
And wasn't it a saving throw?
Yeah, but he's drunk, so I want to make sure he's casting it on the right person.
Okay.
So roll me a. I guess it's the D20, and if it's a 1, 2, or 3, that'll be Crimplin, Thandir, or Dolan.
Okay, so I'm like kind of like closing one of my eyes to try focusing on him.
Yeah, you got it. You got it, at you. You cast it on Thrallus. Thrallus, go ahead and roll me a charisma saving throw.
All right. At this point, I'm just like this, trying to stare at Thrallus, trying to get the line of sight. Like, is he smiling?
Oh.
Barely, just you see this smile, like just on Thrallus's just dead stare face, just a little smile, and then just he's able to fight right through it. But you definitely felt that, Thrallus. You felt something magically kind of pulling to make it
He was a fucking wizard.
Here's your 10 gold back. Here's 10 gold back.
Wait, I owe you 10 gold from the floor arm wrestle here. There you go. All right, this is good.
Two drunk guys trying to give money back and forth. Unless there's any other shenanigans you want to get into, I say you guys end up probably tipping your waitress more than you thought.
Can we hit it?
We left the 10 gold there because we could have figured it out.
Right, there you go.
Back and forth and just sit
This table. Can we hit a Taco Bell after this? I'm feeling pretty good.
You do see a Taco Bell on the way home, or on the way to the inn, so you can stop there. This is like kind of back in time, so like they just announced the quesarito. It's pretty good. Definitely gonna need to use the latrine when you get, or the chamber pot when you get to the inn. But you make your way back to the inn. Did I give the inn a name?
No.
Or did you guys stay at one, or did you go right from talking to Israel to go finding them?
No, we stayed because we met Meredith the next morning.
Right. You know, I don't have an inn name. I'll think of one. You're in like the market district. That sounds stupid. Looking back to my notes, I see that picture of the horse that the farmer drew.
Wait.
Pretty great.
The three-legged stallion.
How about the Red Dragon's Inn?
Okay.
Easy enough.
Red Dragon's Inn.
Yeah.
Why's it gotta be red?
Your time's not welcome around here. This is a guy from the Rusty Spoon. He works there. No, but you guys, you still have your keys. I think you paid for a couple of nights in advance. Make your way to your separate rooms and
I'm gonna
peacefully, drunkfully pass out.
I'm gonna pass the alarm. Try to cast the alarm on the door.
Yeah, you can do it.
Am I
Still frozen for you?
Oh no, I don't. You're not for me.
No, sorry, not for you. Henry just did that. What happened?
No, so I lost internet connection for like a second. So
okay,
you're like, oh, what was the name of the place? And all of a sudden, everything was just frozen.
That's the question that cannot be asked.
Well, now you'll never know.
Oh.
Is Leonard going to get to a point that he's going to be too far for me to check on him and make sure that he's okay?
You have Voice of the Chainmaster.
Okay.
As long as he's on the same plane of existence as you. So as long as he doesn't go to like the 9 hells or like the abyssal plane or the ethereal plane or something like
He's
that.
like, I'm out of this bitch.
Like you can just like kind of stop, sit, meditate, and literally see through his eyes and see at any given moment where he's at.
Okay. So I'll probably just check on him and just make sure that he's okay. Because I miss my little buddy. So
Yeah, you check on it and you see from his perspective a little bat just hauling ass still. He's pretty much dashing the whole way. He's gonna have to stop and take a little bit of a rest every now and then. But
I figure he'll probably just like polymorph.
He's moving.
Like just find a place to little nook or cranny to fall into and fall asleep.
Find a little tree, a little something, a little stump. Yeah, no, he's doing good.
So we weren't day drinking, right? This was going into the night.
Correct.
Okay.
Day drinking. Yes.
Yeah, you pass out. It's only like noon, but y'all are hammered. And y'all are
With this
gone.
group, I don't know.
Just like a normal weekend.
You can't drink all day if you don't start in the morning.
Yes, Thrallus, that's the horse 100%.
I went back and found it.
Well, what do these horses look like? Well, look like this. You guys all get some nice drunken sleep. No one drank too much to the point they're throwing up at all, but the bed feels amazing. Your body's a little sore from all the fighting recently, but between the alcohol, the bed, and just all the good laughter, you guys are feeling pretty well replenished. That being said, just for future references, everyone can mark that they have an inspiration. You can use at your discretion. Pretty much you can use them in one of two ways. You can use it to re-roll a d20, or you can use it to add a d6 onto a current roll. So if it's like, if you roll an attack and you roll like an 18, and like, the enemy's AC is 19, we can add the d6 because no matter what, you're going to pass, right? Versus if you're like way off, I'll just re-roll it, right? You can use it in combat, outside of combat, wherever a d20 is used. All right. Next morning comes. A couple of you guys are a little groggy. But you wake up, you can smell some cooked meats, some eggs, a bunch of just delicious, greasy breakfast smells coming from kind of the actual inn and bar area of the inn.
Is that a McGriddle?
I smell pancakes.
Is that a sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddle?
Who did we have to explain what a McGriddle was to?
The Canadians.
I think it was Evie, wasn't it?
Like, what's McGriddle?
No,
Like,
EB knew. I think it was Udo or Noob.
I think it was Udo. Yeah, we're like, it's like pancakes for buns.
That's perfect. No, that's perfect.
But I imagine with all the smells, you guys will all kind of make your way down there and you all find each other, find a table, and start getting some nice breakfast food.
Yeah, getting food, and I'll tell them that I'll show them the bag that I bought.
It's pretty cool.
You want to see something? Hey, stand here. Come here.
All right, I'm gonna walk up and. Oh, hey! I recognize that.
I would open it up and step in.
I'm gonna kind of take a step back, and then I'm just gonna do like a running and just go like this and see if I can swan dive into it.
I'm going to stop that right
Yeah,
there.
no, don't go in
because I don't know if 3.5 has different rules on a bag of holding or if your characters are suicidal.
What's 5e? Is because I
It
thought
is-
they have
It
10.
is void,
they have-
absence of air, absence of everything. If you put a living creature in one, it will instantly die.
Oh, does I thought
Second,
I didn't think it instantly died. It could only hold its breath for a short period of time.
maybe I've just always played homebrew rules, but that's kind of
Okay.
how I would do it.
Okay.
And you as a wizard, you'd probably know that.
right.
That being said, it's only about a 1.5 foot wide opening on the top of it. So like a person's full body wouldn't be able to fit in it.
Pieces parts would though.
It's kind of like, yeah, I was gonna say, so we had to like
Pieces
chop-
of people, correct. Limbs could fit into it.
Or a cow leg.
Or a cow leg.
The cow leg. Oh, poor Clayton.
The thing's gonna be so rotten by now.
Oh, I threw that thing a while ago.
Yeah.
I'm just saying if we get another one.
Yeah, we could.
keep an eye out.
It could be a horse leg. We have horses.
So instead of me going in there, can I take like a chair and try to, like put it into the bag? Can I attempt to?
Yeah, sure. You notice like you start by putting like it's more like a stool, because the stools are gonna be less than 1.5 feet wide, and like it gets wider towards the base. So like you put the head of the stool in, like the bag's only like maybe like yay big, like height wise. But as you're putting it in, you just see the stool disappearing as it goes and goes until it gets to like the base of the legs where they're too spread out and it actually doesn't fit all the way into it.
Am I still drunk?
But they're
What happened to that chair, stool?
So for reference, bag weighs 15 pounds. It can, let me double check. I think it can hold up to 500 pounds. And I got to figure out what the ratio inside of it is. But realistically, unless you're like trying to put like an elephant in there, you should be fine with putting whatever.
Piece by piece.
Darn.
Jeez.
There goes my sneaking people in the bag.
Well,
idea.
I mean, you could.
Just not live.
Right.
Right.
3.5, we have a necklace that gives us air no matter where we are.
So you guys go inside the bag of holding?
We talked about it.
I mean, there's a race in air genasi that can hold its breath forever. It doesn't need to breathe. Technically speaking, it could probably break that rule and go inside one.
Would it be then a genie?
Yeah, the genasis, yeah. Oh,
You're
because
right.
it's going. Rub the bag, and air
Rub the
genasi
bag.
comes out.
Oh, you got my attention.
All right, pull the stool back out and continue eating. And I'll tell them that I have 1,464 gold to split up between everybody. Or we can all just keep it in the bag and not have to worry about it, and you can just keep record of it.
Who's carrying the bag?
I don't want that thing at all.
I don't think Thrala should have it because I feel like he'll get it punctured and things might go boom then. I could carry it. Or Thrallus. Or Thandir, I mean. Thandir. Too many T's.
Yeah, I'm okay with Henry carrying it.
Then you keep it. I just keep it on you.
Okay.
Okay.
So you guys can put down... Well, it's 292.8. That would be split up between the 5 of us. So whatever that would equal in gold and silver. What, 292 and 80 silver? 80 silver? Would that be right, or?
You guys do the math.
Let me check with my accountant. Thrallus?
Alice?
Isn't it
How many-
10 silver to a gold?
Is it 10 silver? Okay, so then 8 silver. 292 gold and 8 silver. You can mark on your sheet.
So you guys are kind of distributing out the money, checking out the new items. We'll give you guys a little bit of a push here. You got a couple things you need to get knocked out, probably shortly. You know, the reasons that you went and killed a bandit, the reasons that you came to the capital in the first place.
Yep. I'm gonna step outside to see if there was a bluebird at all nearby.
What are we doing today, guys?
We
I think you roll me a perception check. Sorry, go ahead, everyone else.
We need to go see the wizard.
Wait, the wonderful wizard?
I mean, it is a horse of a different color, so I mean, I guess we could.
Just standing there to roll it. 25, your eyes are wide open. You're seeing a lot of things. Don't see a bluebird.
Okay. I'm gonna step
Let's
back.
go. Let's go talk to the guard. Let's go on.
I was gonna say, what are we gonna do with this antler helmet?
Oh.
Take it as proof.
Oh, yeah. That's definitely proof.
Yeah, let's go to the guard captain. That way you can get us scheduled quicker with the wizard.
Mm-hmm.
We're off to see the wizard. Oh,
Guard captain. Guard
We're
captain.
off to see you, the guard captain.
Is there a yellow brick road?
Have we tried clicking our heels?
Where's that witch that comes in a bubble?
are those ruby slippers you're wearing, Dolan?
Wait.
They are fierce.
Are those flying monkeys?
I bought these as we were on our way back to the inn last night.
I stole these from one of the nobles.
I dropped a house on that bitch over there.
Alright, Captain.
So you guys finish up your breakfast. Comment on Dolan's new ruby heels, and slowly make your way. I'm dying. Hold on. And slowly make your way back to Captain Israel's post. The same spot. You get to the edge of the marketplace. Kind of start to see more of some slums, and you see his single guard tower in the middle of it.
All right, I'll start making my way there.
You're greeted by just one of the many guards in the area, and he kind of recognizes you guys, and he's like, "Yeah, he's Israel's upstairs, and head on up."
All right, anyone else coming with?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm dragging ass, but I'm following.
I'll take along.
I'll tag along with.
I imagine everyone's going in.
Yep.
You make your way up the circular stairs up to the second level. You see Israel sitting at his desk, doing some writing, reading over some things, and he looks up. He sees you and he smiles. He goes, "Well, you're here, so I'm guessing that's a good sign."
It's the best sign.
You don't have to worry about those bandits anymore. They're all dead.
And then just like clunk.
Drop the helmet there. He looks at it. He goes, "Old Pike, one of the best soldiers I had to go AWOL. Thank you guys for what you did. But it means a lot to me. It means a lot to our city here. Hopefully we'll get more of our squad back from the war front. We don't have to worry about bandits or looters or human traffickers or whatever he was getting into, but I really appreciate it, you guys."
So,
that being said, were you able? Was there anyone at the camp? Was there any survivors? Were you able to bring anyone to justice or rescue anyone?
we brought back 4 nobles. Well, 3 nobles. They're 4 looking poor people. One's Vandy over here took someplace because she had some type of mark on her back, and then the 4 dwarfs.
For derfs.
4 dwarfs.
Smaller Magnuses, I don't know. Like,
Poor smaller. It's like, wow, that's wow. I'm glad you guys were able to help them out. I haven't seen it on the forefront, but it's sadly they steal people who either get lost in the woods, steal jump carts, take them, and then they hold them at that camp, and if they make it from that camp, they usually get sold on either further south or further west, and trust me, you'd much rather go further south than west.
There was also a big white bear.
You want to see its paw?
Yep, I got it right here.
Okay, yeah, wow, there it is. It's a big white paw right there.
That thing was cool. I rode it.
You rode the paw. That's cool.
I rode the bear.
Oh shit! Yeah, definitely not from around these parts.
Nope.
He's like, maybe he's got some traders in the north too. You see him like kind of mark some stuff down. He's like, good information, good information. Were you saying something, Dolan?
I was gonna ask, Old Pike, you said his name was he known to be in like dark arts or anything, or?
Not really. I mean, he was a jerk, but he was one of the best soldiers. I mean, he was strong as hell, really persistent. He was really good at ordering others around. I mean, he served with me. When I got the job as captain, he didn't take to it too well and kind of went AWOL, took some of my men with me, and we were already so short-staffed. There's no way we could really stop him. And sadly, I kind of knew he was the one behind it. And
yeah, it was the AWOL part that had me concerned. I didn't know if maybe he went AWOL and went a little crazy, or.
I mean, yeah, he definitely went crazy. I mean, who wears a deer skull on their head? That's ridiculous.
Not him anymore.
Yeah, he like kind of laughs and then like he kind of is like hurt, like, oh shit, they killed my friend. But he's like, I once again thank you for the dark arts. No, we don't mess with too much magic around these parts.
Let's put a smile on that face.
Oh god, I created the Joker.
You know, I got these scars. It's from this wand. I smile too much.
From this one, I smiled. I tried to fight it, but I was bleeding so much.
Doesn't Ronald McDonald like use like a wand to make smiles? Oh god.
Does he? Oh, he makes hamburgers. Either way, Israel goes. Anything else to report from the camp itself, or?
Well, I'll tell him the general location of it. We
should be pretty easy to get into. We burnt down the front gate.
Yeah.
Like when you describe the area, he's like, there actually used to be an old logging community down there. You know, before Talonsgard got really as big as it was. You're going to find that there's a lot of kind of abandoned encampments, small towns, and sadly, when we don't have the militia force that we used to, bandits seem to take rest there. So just be cautious, be careful if you guys continue traveling.
And then, since we took care of your bandit issue and your lost people issue, when can we talk to the court wizard?
I was able to get a word in with my boss, who was able to pull some strings. He's going to be free this afternoon. I'll tell you this: he's a man with a lot of power and a lot of responsibilities. So just make sure, don't push his buttons. You guys visit him is going to come back on me, and I want to keep ranking up too. I want, so just be prepared for what you want to ask him. Right, his time is pretty precious.
Can do.
Nothing else I can help you guys with?
I do have this key.
The fucking key. He goes, and?
Are you missing a key?
He opens up his drawer, and I mean, it's just full of key rings. He goes, honestly, I don't even know. He's like, I'm going to guess not, though.
I'll put the key away, and I'll reach for the key ring, and I'm like, here, this is for the encampment. I don't need it any longer. I don't need it anymore.
He opens up the drawer and adds it to the other piles of key rings.
There's cages in there.
Gotcha. You guys did good work. I really appreciate it. if you ever need more mercenary work, well, maybe I shouldn't say mercenary work. If you ever need more militia work, I can always use more forces. But it sounds like maybe you got some more troubles ahead of you. But stop in before you leave the city next, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Sounds good. All right. So we have some time to kill before the court wizard. I'm assuming.
Let's go drink.
We're gonna meet the second most important man in the city. Let's get fucked up.
What time of day is it right now before we meet him?
It's like 10 a.m. right now. You guys slept in a little bit. You got a good breakfast.
Bloody Marys are perfect right about now. So just
they said like in the afternoon, so got a couple hours to kill.
I'm gonna go try.
Might not be a bad idea to figure out what you're gonna ask him specifically, so everyone's kind of on the same page. Just throwing that out there.
Well, I got something special I'm gonna ask him about.
This key.
I have this key. You took out a bandit lord and rescued a bunch of slaves to ask me about a key.
He might be able to cast something to tell me where this key belongs to. Dolan, don't you need to talk to him about your
Yes.
object that you have?
Yeah, my little bit of what are we calling it? The Arcana, or
I don't know what you have it labeled as. Then I pull out I pull out my thing and it's still wrapped. Not that thing.
Damn it!
Still wrapped though. Don't worry, he's using protection.
Yeah, it's still wrapped. I'm like, I still gotta ask him about this. There's just something bad about this.
Well, you guys all just kind of see like it just looks like a wad of rags in his hand.
What is that?
Something
Henry.
that will kill you in a certain number of days. I don't want to show it to anybody because I just don't know what it is. This wizard might be able to help with it.
Henry, would you be able to replicate the symbol that was on the back of Mabel's back? And maybe we could ask him about that also to maybe help the druids.
Where is Mabel, by the way?
I
She's
took
by a
her.
fountain or something. I don't know.
I took her by my deity's shrine, my deity's temple. All right.
Why would you do that?
To see if we can heal her. Why are you asking, Thrallus? It's your girlfriend. We're trying to heal her.
Oh.
Another girlfriend? Thrallus, I thought we went out to get you past Mabel.
Would I know what that symbol looks like still? Or be able to draw it?
Yeah, it's yeah.
Okay.
Dolan, did you want to ask about your sword?
Technically speaking, Dolan, you could even use your cantrip Minor Illusion to make that symbol like appear on the ground or appear on the wall or something like that.
That works. So asking about the symbol, possibly. Definitely about my artifact that I have.
My cursed ring.
Your cursed ring.
What about you three?
Could we get Thrallus a brain?
We could maybe ask about the sword that me and you looked at, Thrallus. God, I gotta hover over your name because I don't remember. Crimplin.
Oh yeah, that thing. Yes, we probably should. This thing. Yeah, it's a good thing. Maybe we should figure it out because it looked pretty nice. I was gonna use it, but all right.
I really want to ask about that symbol. I mean, I'm concerned, for somebody to be suffering that much.
And then I'll probably just mention that, hey, I can make the symbol and show it to him and be like, hey, you seen this before?
Anything else that anybody else wants to ask about?
I mean, well,
I see Thrallus kind of nodding off over there.
Dallas, wake up! Do you think you'll know where the best alcohol is?
I don't need a new brain for one.
Wireless headsets for the win.
I never took my headset off
for the win.
I love you, buddy.
About the only thing I have is I still have a Foot Locker that says "Don't lose your head" on it.
I wouldn't mind.
Otherwise, I'll just keep my mouth shut.
I wouldn't mind asking about the dream too. Perhaps maybe the wizard might know something different than me praying to Pan with.
I guess I could maybe ask him if he knows anything about the Crucible.
That sounds like a good idea. We need to slip in.
So you guys kind of spend the rest of the morning getting like your thoughts together. I guess like one like Thrallus like has like a piece of paper he's kind of like scratching some of the stuff down on. Don't lose your head. Like, you know, just kind of keeping some notes on there.
Wait, does Thrallus have the intelligence to do that?
Yeah, he's not like challenged. he's just not like a brainiac.
He's our accountant.
Yeah, I mean, he's your accountant. He'd better be able to like know how to write.
Well, he's just good with numbers. That's all.
He can only do numbers. He speaks in binary.
Yep.
010111001.
But you guys end up making your way. You never asked where the wizard was or what his name was, but I'm gonna guess you can all assume a court wizard's probably going to be in the main castle. So I'm gonna say you guys all make your way through the market district and into the next part, which is kind of like the gardens, and it is lush. It is gorgeous. Just like small waterfalls, water fountains. You see everyone wearing like just really nice clothing. Men in suits, women in just big flowing dresses. Then you got you guys partially covered in blood and dirt, weapons exposed on your backs. Definitely every eye that you pass is watching you as you go by. Luckily, because you kind of made the deal with Israel, the guards are kind of just like waving you on, showing you where to go. But you get up to the castle itself. You get to the main doors. You got two other guards up there, and they're like, "All right, you guys the crew here? I'm guessing to talk to the court wizard."
Glance around, make sure everyone's here. And then I'll say, yes, the five of us.
Any special name you should address you guys by?
No,
Nope. Okay, sounds good. He opens the door. He's like, "All right, time's ticking." He's he kind of smiles, looking at some of you guys wearing pretty heavy armor. He's like, second to top floor. It's a pretty tall castle. Stairs on your left. But he opens it up. Just huge, gorgeous hall when you first walk in. Tall windows, light shining from the sides, huge pillars, everything sculpted just gorgeously. You see tons of handmaidens and butlers, just everyone going everywhere, dusting things off, picking flowers, taking flowers from the garden, filling vases. I mean, it's just so prim and proper. Sander, you like with the little bit of, I guess, noble that you had in your background, you kind of smile for a minute, but then it probably brings up some bad memories, and you kind of shake it off and kind of get focused back on the task you were at. As you guys kind of make your way down the hall, once again, the butlers and the maidens are just staring at you. You get just like one of them almost like drops like what she's carrying, and she like grabs it and like, what the hell?
Just do your
kind of
creepiest hello.
Hello. Also, they're all gorgeous, by the way. Just like there's like you haven't seen one ugly unattractive, disfigured person since you have got past the gardens. So that's another good part.
Except for Thrallus. I mean,
well, besides you guys. But you make your way about halfway up the castle. On the left, you see the stairwell. There's no elevators. You guys work your way up the stairs. Up what would probably be something close to like 15 flights of stairs. Maybe some of you are a little winded towards the top, but you end up getting there. You do see a door at the top, well, I guess at that level of the stairs, and it says Archmage Abbott on it.
This is where I stop.
let's knock on the door.
You knock on the door, you hear and see the door just open up. You actually see a little floating hand. You see a bunch of, well, I guess you don't see the unseen servants, but they're more of like spectral. They're not really invisible. There's just all these little magic things kind of going around. You see, some enchanted like living armors and stuff like that walking around, moving things, moving potions. You see, little apothecary sets. It's pretty cool. Like Henry, you're kind of geeking out. This is like wizard heaven where he's at right now.
Fangirling.
Fangirl, you are simping hard for this wizard setup. At that moment, you hear, I guess, the clicks of his feet. You see, in just the most majestic archmage robes that you can imagine, a half-elven man come walking around the corner with a book in his hand, and he just kind of holds the book out. Another floating hand picks it up, takes it, and sets it back on the bookshelf. He can go, "Yes, may I help you?"
My name is Inigo Montoya. You've killed my father.
Prepare to die.
My name
I
is.
roll for initiative.
I feel like we would lose.
I didn't make a character sheet for him.
I feel we would lose hardcore. My name is Henry Plotter, and these are my friends that are helping me on my quest, and I'll help them on theirs as well. Just got a couple questions here to see if you can help us. And
see, like, just the tone on his face really changed when you said your name. It went from kind of like an annoyed to a bit of a smile. He goes, "Mr. Plotter."
Yep, Albert's told me all about you. Unfortunately, he met his demise. If you haven't heard,
I wasn't able to attend his rites, but I'm very sorry for your loss. It was a loss to all of us.
it's the main reason I came here. I have something for you to look into, but I don't want you to physically touch the item itself because this is what caused.
He goes, "Yeah, in your left coat pocket, yeah."
Just sees it. Just
Detect magic.
Yeah,
He was able to see it.
I'll pull it out and kind of like shake a little bit while I'm handing it to him.
You're like, "Oh my gosh, it's him."
And I'll put the wad in his hand, uncrumple.
He takes it, and once again, he actually has two more floating mage hands. Kind of pick it up and then gently and delicately unwrap it. While he's doing that, like not even making eye contact with you guys, just staring at the ring, he goes, "And your friends, do they have names?"
This is Dolan, the Dragonborn. This is Crimplin, the Dark Elf, or what would that drow?
Drow.
Well, you don't really know what a drow is.
Okay, so
He's just an elf to you.
Dark Elf,
Just elf.
Thrallus, whatever he is, orc, half orc, and then there's a Thandir. He's another elf.
He's like, I can see you and your friends have a very strong bond. As you were like stumbling over your words, trying to like introduce them, he's like, "Don't worry, I don't bite." He starts looking at the ring, and once again, it's kind of being held up by the actual mage hand. He's like looking at it really closely. He's like, "This is it, you said? This is how Albert met his demise?"
Yeah, I wasn't there when he put it on, but I was definitely there to live through the rest of the suffering he went through. It turned his whole arm black, and then stopped right at his chest right here.
Trust me, I can already feel the curse in it. It's really intriguing. I mean, Albert's one of the wisest men I know, and I know myself. I don't know why he would even touch it in the first place. I have a lot to learn on this. I'm guessing you want me to dispel the curse or decurse the object.
Bumblehorn tried.
Who? We can't use that name.
No, copyright nothing.
Bumblehorn.
Bumblehorn. Yeah, Albert. Right.
Albert.
He tried to decurse it?
He tried to destroy it and was unable to.
Was that before or after he put it on?
It was after you put it on.
Let me spend some time with this.
Okay.
I think I can get the curse removed from it. Just
all right.
I just gotta make sure, I don't put it on because I can already feel the amount of charm coming off of this. I know he had the power to destroy it. I just don't think it let him.
All right. And
so you didn't take down a whole slave camp just to come show me a ring now, did you? There's gotta be what else are you guys here for?
Can you, Mr. Wizard Guy? Can you make
Archmage Abbott?
Archmage Abbott, can you make something that can hold something with your powers?
I'm just curious.
I can make a lot of things. Yes.
So
you mean like a bag?
Henry here just wasted a lot of money on some bag because he can't make it.
It takes a lot of time, a lot of patience, a lot of studies to be able to enchant an item with your magic. And you gotta have to know said enchantment ahead of time.
But you could make it.
Yes, I could make one.
See, Henry, you could have made it. What do you? All right.
Henry still has a lot to learn. He's a very bright young man, but he'll get there. So that's what you wanted to ask me about? A bag?
No.
What about that sword you have there?
Oh yeah, that sword. I don't know why I keep forgetting about this sword. Would you mind taking a look at this sword and see?
It's like before I grab it, it's not gonna give me a curse now, is it?
I have no idea.
It's not.
It looks
that was a
fancy.
joke. Once again, like he just kind of keeps his hands in his pockets, and little spectral hands come over and take it from you, and he's like looking at it. It's like still in the scabbard. He's like, I'm not much of a weaponsmith. It looks like a nice scimitar. Looks very old.
Well, you got to take it out of that thing. So I'll go over and grab it out of the scabbard.
And like just as soon as he does, his eyes just get huge. He's like, "Oh my!" He's like looking at this. He's like, "This is gorgeous." He's like,
I must put on this ring.
I must put on this ring. he's like looking at it, and like you can see him like squinting. He's like, he's like, these words, they look so familiar. Yeah, I can't read them exactly. He's like, this isn't Elven. What is this?
That would be undercommon, the native tongue of my people.
He goes, your people? And like he kind of looks at you. He's like, can you pull your hood back?
I grew up in underground. The surface dwellers call us the Drow.
His face, which was like really curious at first, almost like this mix of like shock, yet amazement, as he goes, where?
In a cave.
I got that part.
Down by the river.
Does Crimpling kind of like clam up a little bit? What's going on here?
It's been so long.
Does Dan need to know? Does Dan not remember?
Dan does not remember.
Okay, it's in the faction of elves. So like north of here.
North of here? Is that what you want me to say? Like north of here?
He goes
up.
I've been studying this for a while, actually. He looks at the blade. He goes, this makes sense. This makes a lot of sense. Pull up that picture I sent of it. He's like, that's what it is. He's like, this is a map to the rest of your people.
My people.
Yeah, he takes the blade and like the hands actually just kind of hold it in the air, and he goes over to his shelf, his bookshelf. He grabs a couple books, and he's just able to like flip them open to the pages, and he's like, this looks really familiar. And so if you look at the blade, like it's kind of showing different scenes, right? The first scene, how it has like 3 different bodies, 3 different faces on there. He opens a book. He's like, bear with me, is like a normal historical book on, well, us elven kind. And it's a similar picture, but you only see 2 faces on there. He's like, basically, a lot of this book tells of the separation of the wood elves and high elves, some sticking to their, natural ancestral ways, some developing more on the arcane side and, getting more involved with the humans. He's like, but I knew something was missing. He points to the 3rd one, which is the darker elf. And he's like, the Drow. Most people thought those were myths. Most people called me crazy when I said there was a 3rd race that split off. He hands the sword back to you, and he goes, I would take some time and study this. You said it's been a while since you've been back where you're from?
It's been a long time since I got locked out of that cave, and Flawless found me.
From the north?
From the north.
He's like, I believe there's other Drow out there, and not in the faction of elves. He's like, that blade's going to be your guide to find them.
Oh, I look forward to seeing and going back home and being done.
It might be a new home, but it can show you where the rest of the Drow went.
Underground is a good place to be.
Wow, that's amazing. If you ever look to part ways with it, by the way, it would look very well in my collection.
2,000 gold is right now. No,
he starts counting out 2,000 gold.
I'm only kidding. All right,
it's
great.
It's probably worth more than that. Yeah.
Yeah.
He goes, but he's like, you use it for your personal journey. But if you ever want to part ways with it, it has a home here. That's magnificent. You know, you're the first drow I've ever met.
Well,
most people called me crazy when I said they existed.
Well,
who's crazy now?
I can't say if you're crazy, but you've met one now.
I mean, I am a little bit. As you see, like a suit of armor walk over, holding like a teapot for him. He like takes, pours a little bit into a cup, takes a drink, and then the suit of armor walks away with it.
Is that a shot?
He goes, "No, that was tea."
Do you have any alcohol?
I do not drink alcohol. Numbs the brain.
You are crazy. All right, thank you very much.
he actually laughs at that. He's like, "Is there anything else I can help you with?"
Yeah, I've got something I want you to take a look at too. I was left this after my beloved was taken from me, and I don't know what it means, and I don't know what it is.
You hand him the small relic, artifact, piece of rock with things written on it. He looks at it. He tries, like, you can see him kind of detecting magic. He's like, "It's not magical." He's like, "I've seen these before, though." Was your beloved? Did you guys live in a coastal area?
We did.
I've seen similar items. And he hands it back to you. I don't have much to offer you on this, but in Port Frederick, east of here, there's a very, very well-known archaeologist. If you can find him, I think he might be able to answer that for you. It's not from the mainland. I've not seen a lot of these before, but I've seen something that resembles it. It's almost like it's something structural. I don't know for sure, but the archaeologist, he might have some better words for you. I'm sorry, I'm not able to help you with that.
What was his name again?
I didn't prepare a name.
Okay.
I don't know his name off the top of my head, but he's a very famous archaeologist. There's not a lot of them, and he studies. He lives in Port Frederick, so you should be able to find him. I'm guessing he's probably the only archaeologist in Port Frederick.
Okay. And then the last question is, why is a raven like a writing desk?
Why is what?
Why is a raven like a writing desk?
Why is a raven like a writing desk?
Yeah. It's from
Tea time.
Yep. Tea time. It from Alice in Wonderland.
Tea time.
Because that's what the Mad Hatter keeps asking Alice throughout the movie, and he's like, "Why is a raven like a writing desk?" There's actually an answer to that. The answer is Edgar Allan Poe, because he wrote on both.
That's the first I've ever heard an answer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, all right. Well, there goes my childhood.
Whoever Edgar Allan Poe is. Sounds great.
That was out of character. Sorry.
Henry, give me the rest of the day. I want to focus on this ring. I think I can remove the curse from it, and then you can at least keep the ring. It's maybe a sentiment, and I'll maybe try to pull some strings too. I'm guessing you're trying to figure out where this came from.
Yeah, try to find out where it came from and why Albert found it. Albert kept mumbling something about Lord Valdemir. Or Sir Valdemir.
Sir Valdemir.
Sir Valdemir.
He's like, the name is very, very familiar.
Thou who shall not
like saying it or hearing it. Yeah, thou who shall not be named. Yeah, let me spend a little bit of time with this.
I do have one more symbol for you to look at. I forgot about.
Yeah.
And then I'll just go ahead and minor illusion and just cast the illusion on the wall. and that way he can see the symbol. Have you ever seen that?
He's like looking at it, and at first, his brain's kind of like you can see him analyzing. So I look up the name I had here. He like looks at it, and then he's like, "You cast an illusion spell, right?"
Of course.
Can you rotate it 180 degrees?
Certainly.
You turn it. I mean, like to you, it really doesn't make a difference. But when you do it, you see once again that kind of shock come over his face. He's like, "Where did you see this symbol?"
In the back of a young lady that's currently at the pan place.
And he goes back over to his bookshelf, and he goes across, and he finds a book. It's like a very deep, dark purple. He takes it out. He flips through some pages. He's like, "You saw this recently."
Very.
He sets the book down. He goes, "This isn't good. This is not good." Well, it means one of two things. It means maybe someone is playing a horrible prank, or someone who likes reading old books, or it means there's some. It can't be. It can't be.
I'm gonna pull the succubus wing out and be like, "Well, it came off. There's a succubus wing, and it came off of a lady who looked just like it." But her
goes,
boss.
Fiends and that symbol. He's like, that's the order of the unforgiven. And that's where I'm going to call the session.
Did we? Okay.
Did you get that written down?
Got it.
Right here. And then down here.
So you didn't even let me ask.
Dream.
I wanted to say, hey, Mr. Arch, the Abbot of Mages, or something like that.
His name is Abbott, Archmage Abbott.
All right.
Yeah, but the Thrallus.
Archmage Abacus. He's an
What
abacus.
was the name?
Okay, I'll push through my sleep. Never mind.
No, we'll
That's
call
the
it
order
there.
of the
That's fine.
unforgiven.
No,
No.
We're calling
No,
it.
it's fine. It's
I'll keep
fine.
moving.
No.
We got to 11. Let's do this.
We can at least pick up. We'll have to pick up there.
Yeah, we'll pick up there.
Yeah.
Fluzz, go to bed.
All right.
Go to
All
bed.
right.
Tough.
Thanks, guys. It's been great.
I'll be awake. Stop. You stop.
Okay,
Stop
bye.
right
Everybody's
now.
leaving.
Stop. I'll be awake anyway. I just wanted to end on a suspenseful note. But no,
It
we'll
is
keep
a
moving.
suspenseful note.
That is a suspenseful note.
All right.
No.
I have no clue who they are. Okay. We can end. Like, we really can.
Yeah.
And
I'd be
We're
fine.
Ian.
I'd be fine with it
We're
too.
just giving you shit. You're good.
It's ruining the fun moment. Yeah, okay.
So when we go back, Thrallus and Daniel will ask his things, their things, and then I'll probably ask one
You're
other
gonna ask
thing.
about the footlocker?
no, I'm gonna ask about the crucible.
You can ask about the key.
That's right. I
I'm
forgot.
gonna ask about the crucible at the Kegsville Arena.
And I'm going to ask about the dream. So
And can you unattach a succubus love to that one? Because he's
Yeah, no kidding.
hard up. I'm just saying.
that kiss though.
Do you have an extra spectral,
There's one way to
Chains of love.
permanently unattach.
do you have a spectral hand that maybe he could use or something? I don't know.
Gross.
A scissor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We can make Thrallus a eunuch.
No, God no.
All right,
No,
just stay still.
You should use that wand.
No more nut taps.
All right. On that note, I am gonna go to bed.
Nice.
Sounds good.
All right, thank you guys.
Right.
Once again, if you ever want to jump up and we do it a week, next week instead of 2 weeks, I got plenty of material planned. So
Next week,
Y'all
I
let
will
me know.
be out of town.
never mind. See y'all in 2 weeks.
Weeks.
Bye,
See you
guys.
in 2 and 2.
See ya.
Bye, guys.
We ending the stream?